Hi, I'm Andy,
I'm Elijah.
I'm Jesse.
and we're Meeple Mountain. This is our top games of 2016.
Number 3.
All right, my number 3 game for 2016 is A Feast for Odin. This game was huge all over the place, and I really loved it. It's a big game, not only in its physical size, but also in its ambition. You're a team of Vikings going out exploring, building up your wealth, building up your land. It's a worker placement game from Uwe Rosenberg. Lots of fun if you're familiar with his games like Agricola and Patchwork. Though they're very different, they come together very similarly in this game, and you might like it. Definitely worth checking out. My number 3 game, A Feast for Odin.
My number 3 game is Automobiles from David Short and AEG. This deck building and bag building game has loads of replayability. The double-sided board and excellent cards give you all sorts of powers and special abilities. It's a lot of fun to play with a group. It's a lot of fun to play with just 2 players, and it belongs on your list. This is my number 3 game, Automobiles.
My number 3 game is Cry Havoc by Grant Rodiak and Portal Games. This is a great area control kind of war-ish game, but it's got some hand management, and what I like about the game is each different race has its own special sort of powers. It's very asymmetrical, just plays differently every single time you play, and I love it, and it's fantastic. My number 3, Cry Havoc.
Number 2.
All right, my number 2 game of 2016 is another big one. It's Seif. So this one is another huge one that came out at Gen Con this year. Just like my number 3 pick, A Feast for Odin, another big box game. What's great about it is it looks like it would be a crazy war game. It's got big mechs, big board, but really it's a tight Euro game. You're one of 5 factions. This is based in 1920s alternate world, Eastern Europa. You're fighting it out over resources across the board. Really, it's more of a Euro game than anything, and it's a lot of fun. It also features some awesome art that is just phenomenal. So I definitely recommend you take a look at it, and if you get a chance, give it a play. My number 2 game, Seif.
My number 2 game is Imhotep from Cosmos and Phil Walker Harding. If you've ever wanted to be the most preeminent builder in all of Egypt, then Imhotep is for you. This brain burner of a game has amazing cubes, great cardboard, and has some of the most thinky aspects of games that I played all year. It's challenging. It has lots of replayability and variety, just like a lot of Phil's other games, and it is fantastic, and I love it, and it's Imhotep, my number 2.
My number 2 game is Star Wars Rebellion by Fantasy Flight Games. Some people have labeled this Star Wars in a box, and I agree. If you want to be Luke Skywalker, fly your X-Wing and destroy the Death Star, you can do that. If you want to be the Emperor, freeze Han Solo and Carbonite, you can do that too. I love how the 2 sides play differently. The Empire is trying to find the Rebel base and destroy it, and the Rebels are just trying to stay alive. Fantastic game, really interesting card play, highly recommend it. My number 2 game, Star Wars Rebellion.
Number 1.
All right, and my number 1 game of 2016, this one's a big one. Literally, it's a big one. This is Mechs vs. Minions from Riot Games. This is a 2 to 4 player cooperative game based in the world of League of Legends. Their only other game they've ever made, which is a computer game. It is tons of fun, has amazing components. For the price you pay, I guarantee you can't find another game that has the same quality of components for the same price. Whether you just want a cooperative game, whether you want a silly, quirky, cartoony game, you want something that is based out of the League of Legends world because that's comfortable for you, or you want a great game for the price and a great value, it fits all those boxes. It has 11 or 12 different missions, so it's going to last you a while, and it's completely replayable. You can put everything back and start all over again and play it again. Lots of fun. I've enjoyed this one so much. Definitely recommend it. This is my number 1 pick of 2016, Mechs vs. Minions.
My number 1 game of 2016 is World's Fair 1893 by J. Alex Kevern and Foxtrot Games and Renegade Games. In this game, you are trying to control the 1893 World's Fair by sending your supporters to various booths and areas. The variety in this game is fantastic. The board is double-sided and modular, which means that you can play it with different player counts and play different games. The card play is excellent. The figures in the card game are excellent. And as a matter of fact, my great-great-grandfather is on one of these cards, which is pretty awesome. The colors are fantastic. I love that J. Alex Kevern has picked different and unique colors, and Beth Sobel's art is just fantastic. That's why World's Fair 1893 is my number one game of 2016.
And my number one game of 2016, Star Trek Ascendancy. This is an epic space civilization game set in the Star Trek universe. You control a faction, be it Federation, Romulan, or Klingon, from the birth of a starfaring civilization to the height of a galactic empire. This game has everything you want in a 4X civilization game. Technology, combat, diplomacy, betrayal. It's just fantastic. I'm very excited. They've also announced 2 additional expansions for the Cardassian Union and the Ferengi Alliance, which will bring the total number of players up and will provide even more variety and replayability. I'm very excited about this game. Star Trek Ascendancy, my number one.
All right, these are all of our top games of 2016. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any more questions, feel free to ask us in the comments or check us out on Twitter at meeplemountain.com. There are plenty more games coming out the rest of the year and next year, so keep an eye out on our website. You can also check out some of the games that didn't quite make our top of the year list, but are still great games. Just go to meeplemountain.com and see what all there was to offer. Hope you enjoyed this. Make sure to like us and subscribe here on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, as well as Instagram. And yeah, have a good time gaming.